So I've been explaining for a very long time how 𝙈 represents the female nature, how 𝙈 is a church, and you see a regular church is something where the light enters through a hole into the church, and in the same way so that's an expression, like it's a materialistic, like material expression of this church, right? But the ultimate version of that is the alchemical marriage, and where the light and the 𝙈 goes together, and so that's why I've been saying that 𝙈 is a church, because 𝙈 is the philosopher's stone. 𝙈 is the woman according to numerology. You know, I just started to look into the numerology of 𝙈. Yeah, I just started because you know, I found enough. You know, I found so many things about 𝙈, so I kind of was I was fine. I knew what I was looking at. I know this already, even though I don't you know, no one told me. I never checked it, but you know, of course 𝙈 equals to woman, of course, you know. It's just so clear that it would be like that, right? Because the reality is a poem, and the ultimate poem is a love story, you know, between male and female. So that's how it is. And so yeah, it's amazing, right, that I didn't even find any need to look into this, because I already knew that 𝙈 represents the divine feminine, which represents the philosopher's stone, which is a chalice. The chalice has a cavity in it where the manna is poured into. And you know, I already knew this, you know, but it's always good to have the numerology there, just to add yet another thing, you know, yet another sign of the same, of the significance of 𝙈. It's always good to add more, but you know, personally I didn't find any reason to do it, but here you go, right? It's amazing, like 𝙈 equals to woman. It's in many ciphers, and as I said earlier, also as I said earlier, Mary equals to 𝙈 because 𝙈 is the church. As I've been saying, you know, I also, yet again, when it comes to this, I didn't even look into it, because I just knew that 𝙈 is the church, and that's why I've been talking about it. And many of you guys think that maybe thinks that it's silly, but you know, who's looking silly now? You know, this evidence, which is very, it's like, these are the worst nightmare of evidence, because it's the simple evidence. It's the, like four letters, 𝙈, Mary, and they happen to equal, even though they only share the letter M. They only share the letter M. But they happen to equal in the numerology. When you count the value of each letter in different numerology ciphers, they are equal. They are the same. They have the same. So, but as I've been saying, the ultimate message of the Bible is a few things, but foremostly, like most of all, the Bible is about the philosopher's stone, which is lime, and then some other stuff, but it's about the church, right? The Bible is a bit about the church. It's supposed to be that. And so they mention in the Bible that the bride, the bride is the church. Do you know that? It's in the Bible they see it as the second coming of Christ. That's when the bride is presented, and the church, this church of the bride, is presented as a brilliant, or what does it say, radiant, a radiant church, because limelight is luminescent, so it's radiant. When the light shines into the limestone, or when it is gaslighted, so there is a connection. The gaslighting of the philosopher's stone, lime, will start the alchemical reaction, which creates this alchemical marriage, right? In a sense, it is like that, because and it will become radiant. And this is what they used as instead of light bulbs, when they had the theaters and they had this in the streets. They had this limestone, and it was shining. Before they had electricity, they used gaslight and limestone. So they were, that was the way to make things shine, to make light in the night. But it's good to have this connection here, because most people need it, most people need this connection to like for it to, you know what, most people are not going to they're not going to accept whatever I say, no matter how many like logical, rational connections I present. They will not buy it, or rather they will not care about it, because they don't have any intellectual honesty, and they don't have any like respect for science. There is a certain respect for science when it comes to like new findings that that creates a change in things. So many people don't care, like whatever you present, like, so what, right? So what? Well, I've been talking about this. And I've been saying, and now, trust me, I didn't know that the numerology was equal. Like, lime is woman, and lime is merry. It's just how it is. And I didn't even need to know this. I just knew it. I just had enough already to know this. I don't know how to explain it, right? You know, when it comes to like adequate amount of evidence, you know, after a certain um, so well, well, you know what? I just wanted to show this connection, and it's amazing, and also combining this with, you know, I'm going to show a song in another video tonight, I think, because I told you that heaven needs hell to light it up, like a light source. And you know, I just honestly, guys, I as I've been saying, I just make shit up. I just make shit up, honestly. Also, I just make shit up, and what the stuff that I make up, it just becomes true, you know. And this is, lime is one of them, you know. I just made it up, you know, and that's how it is. But it's still true. It's still true, um, and I told you that hell is the light which lights up the crystal of heaven, and so it's required. It's a required light source. Um, it's the combination of male and female, right? And um, in one of Dua Lipa's songs, I just noticed that she sings about this. She sings. You know what? I'm going to take that in another video tonight, I think, because Dua Lipa, she has some truth in her music, because Lipa means lime. Lipa means lime, and this forces her to speak some truth. Yes, it's like, you have to understand that this reality is a fractal reality with like um, mathematical requirements. You know, she's required to sing truth in a sense. She's required to be like that, and so I will present that tonight, because I talked about it myself, and then I heard her say it. I heard her say it, and it's just amazing. Well, let's end this video, guys. Bye bye. Bye bye.